All right, it's recording to your cloud, Lorianne, so it's going to you.
Okay.
All right, 43 people incoming. Here we go. Go D. All right, here they come.
It's like, welcome everyone, welcome.
Yeah, there's still more coming.
Okay.
You know, we should have had some nice music playing.
Right? Next time. Next time we'll be ready.
Next time, add music.
What music would you play for social emotional learning music?
Pharrell, Happy, maybe.
All right, we have 6 more people coming. People are on their way.
All right. So we'll give it just 1 more minute and we'll get started.
Great, we're just waiting for a few more people to hop on.
So nice to see so many friendly faces, so many familiar faces. That's awesome.
It really is.
51 participants and increasing. So that's great. How are we looking, Erica? Oh, I can't hear you.
Yeah, we're all here.
We're all here? Okay, great. Excellent. So hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Lorianne Monty, and on behalf of the Connecticut School Counselor Association, I just want to say thank you so very much for joining us today. Just a quick reminder that this presentation is being recorded, so please be mindful of confidentiality, and it will be posted on the CISCA website. And if you have any technical difficulties throughout this presentation, please just use the chat box and we'll be happy to help you with that. Also, if you are a CISCA member, we just want to say thank you for being a member with us. And if you are not a CISCA member, we would greatly appreciate it if you would join us. We need you now more than ever, and we are stronger together. So now we are extremely thrilled and grateful to have Robin Fox and her colleagues from the Old Saybrook Public Schools with us today. Robin is an educator, lifelong meditator, and professional improv actor. She has taught and consulted for over 40 years in public and private schools. Her innovative curriculum, Socialized Together, is a classroom-tested, experiential, therapeutic, social and emotional learning program that combines applied social improvisation exercises with mindfulness and cognitive awareness. Children learn to recognize their value, consult their inner wisdom, and become compassionate, self-aware people who don't have to put down themselves or others or hurt people to feel their power. Also joining Robin are her colleagues, speech pathologists Jen Coogan, Jean O'Connor, Daniel King, school psychologist Susan Diaz, and school counselor Lisa Castro. Also her technology team, Erica Marks and Fred Brown. Welcome, Robin.
Thank you so much, and welcome everyone. So today I am going to share with you, and along with my colleagues, some exercises that you can share right away with your students or clients that will help them to become present, manage emotions, and become playfully engaged. So we are going to have a couple of goals. One is that you connect with each other. So we'll be using breakout rooms where you can try things out and discuss things and come back and share. You're going to experience the tools and the exercises, and you'll also be able to come up with some action steps for yourselves. you know, all of us came to this afternoon with so much going on in our lives. We're, you know, in a pandemic. We're working from home, most of us, lucky enough to be working. And we are, you know, have so much going on. And I want to invite you to leave all that behind right now. I want you to just give yourself permission to be really present with us today, and maybe set an intention. You know, an intention is just a thought about what you want to experience today and how you want to be. I love to set intentions before I start my groups, and it's different than goals and objectives, because an intention is really something that comes out of a sense of what's needed right now, what's needed for you and what's needed for your students or clients. And it could be as simple as, I'm going to be present for the next hour. So what would that look like? It might be that you don't look at your phone, and that you really are ready to receive and to participate as needed. An intention also sets you up. It sets your neural pathways up to just be a certain way. And you can set it and forget it, because you're priming your brain to follow that intention. And so I would love for you to set an intention for today and get the most out of what's going on. Take risks, or, as I said, be present, which is my favorite one. So, you know, this is the first time that I've done a really big Zoom call. So, you know, I don't know how many of you follow Brene Brown, but she has a wonderful podcast right now. And it's so great to hear her talk about the first time you do things. And it's gives me permission to be human and to be perfectly imperfect. So in light of that, I want to throw it over to Erica to talk a little bit about the tech.
Yep. All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Erica Marks. I'm a leadership and team coach in Ithaca, New York, and I'm here with Fred Brown. And so what we're going to do next is, Robin, are we sending people into breakout rooms straight up right now? Yeah. Great. So I've set up these breakout rooms where you'll be with one or two other people, most of you in groups of 3. And Fred's going to paste in the chat some check-in questions. So you'll have 4 minutes to check in with someone else on the call. Who is this person? What do they want to get out of the call? Setting that intention that Robin's talking about. It'll be a little bit like magic, because I'm just going to push a button and you'll be whipped away, and then you'll land in that room, and then you'll be there for 4 minutes. I'll push a button and you'll come back. So it's a little time travel journey. Anything, Robin, before I open the rooms?
Yeah, just that. So again, if you go to chat, you'll see that you're going to share your name, your organization. You're going to talk about, are you leading SEL groups online right now? Do you want to lead them? How are your groups going? What are some of your concerns? And then maybe you can share your intention if that feels right to you as well. And with just a few minutes for us to really build this community in ways that are very hard for us to do right now when we're all working separately.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And if you have any troubles in the rooms, you can flag me. I'll come help you. So here they go. The instructions are in the chat. See you in 4 minutes. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. We have a few people who've joined the call.
Okay, excellent. So those of you who have just joined, we gave a brief introduction about what's going to happen today. And right now, all the rest of the participants are in breakout rooms, and they are just sharing, and we can do this here too. I'd love to do that.
I can send people into the rooms, or we can do it here, Robin, either one.
either way, it's fine. Why don't we just stay here? Because it's nice to have company while we're doing this. So what we're sharing is, are we leading any social emotional groups online right now? We're sharing our name and where we're from. And also, you know, if we are, how's that going? And we talked about setting intentions for this this call. And if you'd like to share your intention as well, that would be awesome. So, if other people want to start their video, we can connect with you. I know Peg and Jim are here. I know them from Central Connecticut, and Peg's a dear friend. And
hi, Robin.
Hi, Peg.
I'm not camera ready, so I'm not going to be starting my video, but I'm just so glad you're doing this, and SEL is near and dear to myself, and I'm a counselor educator, so I'm doing a lot of this work with my school counseling students as we are very intentional about their SEL competencies moving through the program.
Okay, well, that's so glad to have you here, Peg. Whether we can see you moving around or not, you have a lovely picture there that we can look at. So how about, does everybody know how to name themselves, how to go up to if you hover over your square, it will say mute or unmute and 3 dots. If you click on those dots, it says rename, and you can put your name up there so people can know who they're addressing, which is kind of fun.
Robin, my name is Marisa. I'm a school counselor at King Philip Middle School in West Hartford. And, you know, just in general, our school is very much about SEL. In this virtual world, we're still trying to sort out how we best distribute that message to our students, although we understand that it's a pretty high need. So currently we're not actually doing any groups, but I think my intention for participating here was to try to see and hear other people who might be doing it, and then trying to take some ideas back to my school.
That's perfect. Yeah. Good. Yeah, kids need it so much right now, which is why I think there's such a strong showing here. And it's great to have you, Marissa. How about you, Kathleen?
They're all coming back in 30 seconds or less, Robin.
Oh, okay. But if you want to share, that would.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, it's just, you know, of course,
okay.
kind of. Oh, I think everybody's coming back now. So
Okay.
Here we are.
There we go.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Is everyone back, Erica? Coming back, huh?
We're coming back.
All right. Sounds good. Okay. So welcome back, everyone, from the breakout rooms. I just wanted to give everyone a chance to just connect with each other and see what's going on. I had a chance to share a little bit, or to hear a little bit from a couple of counselors. And you know, everybody's in different stages. Would anybody like to share what they're doing right now with the social emotional learning? If you're running groups, anyone want to be brave and share what's going on in your school? We can take 1 or 2 shares.
Hi. Hi. I'm sorry, I'm Lori. I'm at the top. I'm invisible. I have too much things in the background. I think for myself and my group member, Kelly, thank you again for being a part of this. For us, we're both by profession social workers. And so our engagement looks differently in a sense. We're working with high school students. And so we've been either using, you know, technology as phone or Zoom to keep in contact with the clients and students that we have. Of course, due to confidentiality reasons, due to confidentiality reasons, it's kind of like up in the air of how kind of summer program or next year will look like. So I think for us both, we're looking towards finding new information throughout this session on how to continuously engage our students, not only throughout the rest of the school year, but through summer programs and for next year as well. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. That sounds, I think that there's an echo in this, on the Zoom call for that. Anyone else like to share before we?
I'm happy to share. I'm at 3 different schools doing some, attempting to do some social emotional learning groups. And I just had a kindergarten first grade one this morning, and it was only 30 minutes, and I felt like I was done for the day. I was exhausted. I ran into my daughter's room. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I'm just struggling. So I was so excited to see that you were offering this. It's just, I can't get beyond the Zoom thing and making sure that all of their microphones, the little ones are just so hard. I find it so much easier when they're 3rd grade and up, and my middle school ones are easy. It's just, my struggle is the young ones. And so that's where I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've been in Old Saybrook, we've been doing this over the years from 2nd grade through high school. So a lot of the exercises can be done with the younger kids. And, you know, playfulness is a mindset. Playfulness is a way that we can be in this world. You know, you can playfully be cleaning the house. You can playfully approach anything that you have to do. And we really want to give our students a playful mindset because it makes life so beautiful when you feel playful inside. It's a joyous thing. And if we can, and we can teach them how to do that, and we can teach them empathy and all these wonderful things. And there's so many things I want to share with you, and we'll get to it in a second. I just wanted to let you know that everything that we're doing today, I have put into an ebook. And if you would like a copy of it, and it's written as a curriculum so that you leader instructions and what to say and how to help kids who are struggling. So just put your email in chat and we will send you that, and you won't be on any email list. We will just send you the content so that you can use it. You know, by the end of the week, we'll send it to you. You can use it next week with your students. So if you don't want to share that publicly, you can do it privately to Fred Brown. So that'd be great. All right, let's start. So we're going to start with the first exercise, which is called Make My Face If. This is an icebreaker. It's good to do at the beginning of one of your groups because it does all the following. It builds relationships, social awareness, mirroring emotions, recognizing emotions, expanding emotional awareness, communicating nonverbally, interpreting nonverbal communication, and sharing ideas and feelings. So it's very simple. It just goes like this. Make my face if, and everyone on the screen will, everybody who's participating will make the same face as you if they feel the same way. So make my face if you wish we were back at school. Make my face if you don't like runny eggs. Make my face if you're afraid of snakes and spiders. Make my face if you're not afraid to be silly. Okay, so there's so many ways that you can use this. You can, after each time that you make a face, you can talk to your students or clients about, well, what was that face? What was your body doing? When you were scared, you pulled back, and you can have your students make the face too. You know, they can chime in, which they really love doing. So it's really a all play game. But you can analyze when someone's feeling scared, they pull back, their shoulders might get tight, whatever the expression is, you can really dig deep and help students to recognize that emotion. Then you can do the opposite. You could say, which face is this? And, you know, they can say, that's silly. And so they're doing it both ways. They're recognizing it on someone else, and they're also making it, they can check in and see, does my face look like everyone else's with that emotion? So there's so many layers to just such a simple game called Make My Face If. So that's that game. And like I said, that's a great icebreaker. You just do it at the beginning to, and you can find out so many things. Make my face if you're lonely. Right? This is a great way to draw out information. When everybody's doing it, it seems a lot less risky to share that information with the group, rather than, hey, who's lonely? You know, make my face if you're, seems to be a way to make the risk less risky. So, and in the ebook that you can get, there's a lot of helpful side coaching tips. And when you side coach, you're just not stopping what's going on. You're just offering soft, gentle support so that everybody can get in tune. And we never mention somebody's name. We never say, hey, Jake, look at your face. Do you look like everybody else's? We say, hey, everyone, look at your face. Does it look like everyone else's? Because then, you know, everybody can tune in and you're not singling any particular student out. You know, and if somebody doesn't participate, this is so important when, for me over the years with groups, and it's really provided so much gold in the end. We never make anyone play. People can pass and get on the pass train, and if anything, we just say, hey, that's fine. We're so glad you're here. You know, that means a lot to us that you're here and present with us. And inevitably, it might take a while, but inevitably they start playing because everybody else is having so much fun. So again, all of these games and exercises are using play and playfulness to expand flexibility, creativity, risk-taking, relationship building. So let's play another one. And this one's called Family Reunion. This is kind of a next step. And Family Reunion is a game that, and I'm gonna get all my notes here, is a game that everybody plays together. Now, in this exercise, we're gonna turn off our video and listen on purpose to the instructions. Now, to turn off your video, you just do stop video in the bottom left-hand corner for most of you who are on a computer. And if you have any trouble with that, just go ahead and chat to Fred, and Fred will help you out with that. So we're gonna listen on purpose to the instructions. And I just lost my my connection here. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Robin. It's fine.
Perfect. Okay, yes. I got it back. It's always scary when that happens. So in this exercise, we're going to turn off our video and listen on purpose for the instructions. We are a family, and we're going to a photography studio to get our pictures taken, and because we're at a family reunion and we want to make sure that we capture it. But here's the catch. We're no ordinary family. Actually, we're quite special. How special? Well, I'm going to announce how special right before we turn our video back on, and we will pose in that manner. For example, if I say that we are the Superman family and count 1, 2, 3, we're going to turn our video back on and we're going to be posing like Superman. So here we go. Everybody ready? We are going to be the cheerleader family in 1, 2, 3. Turn your video on and show us your cheer. Yay, yay, go, go, go. Excellent. Okay, turn your video off. And now we are the rock band family. Start your video. Rock band, rock it out. Okay, stop your video. Okay, now we are the meditative Zen family. So Start your video on 1, 2, 3. Okay, now so you can keep your videos on now. I just gave a few examples, but there's about 10 more examples in the book. So the wonderful thing about the family reunion is that it helps kids to develop their imagination and to have social awareness. What are the other kids doing? How are they interpreting that? And they get a chance to share non-verbally, take risks. I mean, really, I'm an improv actor, so it's pretty easy for me to take a risk in front of other people like that, but it's hard for a lot of people. So you'll have some students who will pass on that, and that's fine. But what you're doing is you're giving them an opportunity, you're scaffolding the ability to take a risk and to like really participate and be playful in that way. And there's no wrong in improv. The rules of improv are so great because there's no mistakes in improv. And we go over the rules with the kids and they know that they have each other's backs and they help each other. And it really, improv is to me, it is a clear step-by-step way to be kind, to have great relationships, and and then you get all these therapeutic benefits from it as well. So we're going to play one more game, and then we have a few exercises. Just got to check the time here. Doing good. Okay. So this game is called Tell a Fable, and I need my Old Saybrook team to help me out with this. And this is, Tell a Fable is a very interesting game because basically we are telling a story, but it's very scripted so that it's easy for everyone to do. And the kids love the setup for this because I asked them to give an animal in a location you wouldn't find the animal. So it could be an elephant at getting a manicure, or a dinosaur in your bathtub. And so they love coming up with these. And then each student has a sentence, but we start the sentence and we help them. Sometimes we have to go over a little vocabulary because we use the words fortunately and unfortunately. And we just have to make sure they know that fortunately means something good happened and unfortunately means something bad happens. But we always end unfortunately, so it turns out good in the end. So we're going to do this, and Old Saybrook team, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to get an animal and a location, and then when we start it, we're going to say, I can say each sentence, starting it, like once upon a time there was, and then I'll say Lisa, and Lisa will say the end of that sentence, and then when she finishes, I'll say then, and I'll say Jean, and Jean will come up with that. So is everybody ready? Here we go. So we need an animal and a location, and this can be from anybody. Anybody have an animal and an odd location?
Rhinoceros in my basement.
Rhinoceros in the basement. Okay. So, Jean, I'll throw it to you. Once upon a time, so she's going to say the rhinoceros in the basement, and then she's going to add one detail so that the story can move along. So, once upon a time, Jean.
There was a rhinoceros in my basement. I quickly went to tell my mom and dad there's a rhinoceros in our basement.
Then, Jen Coogan.
Oh gosh. Then all of a sudden we heard a loud stomp followed by a tiny little squeak.
Oh my goodness. Fortunately, Danielle. Is Danielle here?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Fortunately, let's see, you heard a little squeak. Fortunately, I ran outside and got a have-a-heart trap and brought it downstairs to catch whatever that made that squeak.
Unfortunately, Susan Diaz, that's fine. There's no mistakes. It's all good. Unfortunately, Susan Diaz, what happened next?
There was a flood in my basement and I couldn't get to that noise.
Fortunately, and this could be the ending. And who haven't I called on? Okay, let's go back to Jen Coogan for this one.
Gosh, really? Fortunately,
Yeah.
what was it?
So this happens with the kids too. So not that it's happened to you, but so we review the story. A lot of times we scaffold the whole thing and keep reviewing. So there was a rhinoceros in the basement, and then there was a thump and a loud squeak. The basement filled with water, and what was the next thing? Somebody help me out here.
Have a trap. Have a heart trap.
Oh, I got to have a heart trap, and I brought it down. So then, fortunately.
Wait, so the flood happened after, though, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So the basement started to fill with water. Fortunately, the wall blew out of my basement, and the rhinoceros and the tiny little mouse who made the squeak all floated into my driveway.
What a great story. I love it. So then we say to everyone, what would be the moral of that story? And there's no wrong answers here because, it's, pick up anything, any thread you want from that. I mean, I have one in my mind, but does anybody have a moral of that story about the rhinoceros who ended up floating out because the wall blew out, which is not really a fortunate thing, but we'll go with it.
A lot of times big problems can just solve themselves.
Sometimes things just work out if you don't mind having a rhinoceros in your driveway.
Mm-hmm.
So, and some of these stories really end up leading to great introductions to delving a little deeper into some issues or some, worries that kids have about things working out and about, scary noises in the basement. There's, you can just take any part of it and start talking. My favorite story was with a group 2 weeks ago, and they had a chicken in the bathroom. And just short story, the chicken ended up getting chased by a coyote. But luckily the farmer whose house it was shot the coyote and the chicken was saved. But then the farmer cooked the chicken for dinner. And we had such great discussions about not everyone who helps you has good intentions in the end. Not everyone who's nice to you might really be there for you. And we started talking about, somebody who you thought was your friend and then they weren't, and the feeling of abandonment. I mean, it went pretty deep pretty quickly. And I love using these as a way to get into things that are bothering kids or issues that I want to even cover, because it comes from a story. That's Aesop's fables, and all the stories that we tell have such magic because they're animals and they're not us, but yet we give them human attributes, and we can go in there and talk about similar things that happen to us. And somehow, when it is a story, kids feel freer to talk about how they feel that way too. And so tell a fable is a really wonderful little exercise. And I'm just going to check the time because I do have we were going to have you guys practice that and together, and I guess we should do that. So we're going to post the instructions right in chat, and you'll be able to take that with you into the breakout rooms. And Erica, can you do that magic?
Yep, I'm going to send you into breakout rooms of 4 or 5 people. Fred's going to post the instructions in the chat so you know what sentence starters to use. And the person, when you get into your breakout rooms, the person who's wearing the brightest colors, you are starting, your first job is to name the animal and the location. And then when you do that, you pass the first part of the story to the next person. So after you say your sentence thing, like Robin was doing it for everybody, but in your small groups, you can just say your sentence and then be like, and now I pass to Lisa, and then she'll say the next sentence. And you just go around as many people as it takes in your group to complete the sentences. So if you scroll back in chat, you'll see that first part is the setup, person with the brightest colors, and then you begin the story. So you'll be in groups of 4 or 5. You'll be in there for 5 minutes. Anything else you want to say, Robin, before I hit the button?
No, just again, there's no wrong about this, and it's new. It's the first time, and so it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel unfamiliar, and this is a good way for us to also be, aware of how it feels to our students when we introduce something new. And I hope the instructions are clear enough. If you have any issues, just flag Erica, and we'll help you out.
Yes. All right. Enjoy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jim.
I was chasing you guys.
It's like a farce with Scooby-Doo chase.
I could see you were in there, and I ran in there. There's 2 people here who, one says connecting to audio, the other person, they might have their thing off. They haven't joined their breakout rooms. They've been assigned to them, but they're just not joined.
Okay.
Which is fine. So,
yeah.
And some groups have turned out to be 3. It's a real, once you say we're going to do something, there's a little bit of like running around that happens.
Yeah.
So there was one pair who is paired up with someone who's in here, and I just went in their room and told them that, that there was no one, and they were really happy because they were friends and they live in the same town.
Okay.
Just like totally happy to be the 2 of them to do the activity.
I think it's, Fred and I were just talking about how at the beginning when we sent people into breakout rooms that a bunch of people left, and I think that they weren't ready to do that. Maybe they didn't know they were going to do that, and that could be really scary for people.
I think I also I think some people just didn't join them either because they were on a Chromebook or they had to click a button. So it wasn't like we lost a ton of people. I didn't mean to imply that. There's just always some wiggling around that happens that, don't think that you scared everybody away. We actually can get that, well, theoretically, if they give you the access to the information, you can get that information of exactly how long each person was on the call and if they left, when they left.
I don't really need to know that. It's fine.
Yeah.
The people who are interested toughed it out and took the risk.
95% of people stayed.
Sorry, just to name Robin, that Lori Ann will have to edit this because what the session is recording currently is anywhere where Erica is. So it is recording this conversation.
Oh shoot! I'll turn the video back on.
Is that true? Is it quick? It was slow for our call, Erica, but that was because I was trying to. really get everything perfect. This would just be like a really kind of cut and dry. I would cut
Right.
out the parts where they're in breakout rooms.
Yeah. And so she should be able, she'll get an email that says, because I'm pretty sure I made this record to the cloud. So she'll get an email. I don't have it. I could have had it recorded to my computer, but I thought, you know, oh shoot, I got to close them now. Sorry, guys. They're coming back now.
We'll stay on the call right at the end, and we'll figure all that out.
And you're recording, right?
It's recording, yep.
Okay. I hope they have time.
We'll find out.
Was that enough time to do it?
Yeah. Yes, it was fabulous.
What was fabulous about it?
It just worked out great. I loved having just the what do we have, 4 or 5 people? It worked out really well.
Bye.
Perfect. Welcome back, everyone. So does anyone want to share a little bit about their fable, the moral of the fable, or something fun about their fable?
Yeah, we were convinced that we were being nicer than the students might be by not sharing the gore that they might go to. Our story is about a fox in a pool, and we're sure the students probably could have taken that to a gory red bloody pool, but we didn't.
You know, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because there's 2 rules that I always start out with any group, and it is for everybody's comfort and for psychological safety, we do not bring any violence or sexual content into our groups. And we create a group agreement with everyone, but those are outside of the group agreement. That's the top-down agreement that everybody has to participate in, because it brings the energy down and it makes people uncomfortable. So I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you.
I think that's a great point, because I have K through 8, so we were just talking about the age appropriateness, and I think this would be appropriate for all my grade levels. But I was thinking about my middle school, and they might take it to a dark level, you know. But I like that fact that you say that right from the get-go, that we keep it clean, keep the story clean anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't mean that there aren't places that are uncomfortable, or that they'll bring up things that we're not afraid to go most places, as long as we have that understanding that we don't bring up anything that makes anyone uncomfortable. And that, again, what we're doing right now is just a slice out of a big program that is step by step, and the curriculum for the program is coming out next month. And so it has lots of these exercises and games, and also how to set up a group, how to create that sense of belonging, just all the tips I've learned over the past 40 years in running groups that seem to really, really create an environment where everyone feels that kindness is our goal, and that we create belonging and a sense of community in our group. So that's really important. I'm going to move on, because we are almost out of time, and I wanted to teach you something that a mindfulness exercise. There's also an emotional management exercise that you'll get in the ebook, but this is just a really great Zoom adapted mindfulness exercise that we use almost every time with our students. Sometimes we are so busy we forget, but it's called breathing fingers. And breathing fingers, I have the kids put their elbows on their table or whatever, so I need to see their hands. Breathing fingers is an exercise that helps our students to become tuned in to their breath. And I love to share with kids about how our thoughts go in the future, our thoughts are in the past, our bodies are always in the present, right? That's what life is. And our breath is our our really entranceway into that magical world of our body, where there's wisdom, where there's, you know, a gut feeling, or your heart. You feel your heart. You tune into the what goes on underneath all of those thoughts. And it also helps to build focus. It shrinks the amygdala, which is the fight, flight, or freeze part of our brain, the reactive part of our brain. It actually shrinks that gray matter. There's so much data on this. And so we do this very simple exercise with our students. And what we do is we have our thumb touch our index finger, and we take a breath in for a count of 4, hold it for 2, and out for a count of 5, because exhaling more slowly is a signal to your body to relax, and that all is well. And we change it with each breath. This does a couple of things. One is it keeps kids in, you know, their mind doing something, so they're not just following their breath. And it also has a way of really getting into the energy centers in your body. So we're going to do this. You can just follow along with me. So hold your thumb to your index finger, and we're going to breathe in for 4. We're going to hold it for 2, and out 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch fingers to your middle finger. Breathe in 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 2, and breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch to your ring finger. Breathe in. Hold it and breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch to your pinky. Breathe in. Hold it and breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5. We usually repeat it, and at the end of that, there definitely is a calmness that comes over our computers. And again, we never make anybody do this, but you know, Jean O'Connor and I had a student, and he would just be so disruptive during this time. He'd make fart noises. He'd like try to kick other kids, get them, you know, tickle them, say mean things or whatever. And finally, one day before group, I said, you know what, you can pass, but could you please be respectful of the fact that this really helps other kids, and it makes them feel calm, and they feel like it helps them cope. So would you mind being generous enough to allow them to have that time? And he agreed, still didn't participate. And then one day he came in and he said, I got to share something. He said, I taught my mom breathing fingers. I taught my mom how to breathe slowly. And she was crying a lot because my parents are getting divorced. And now she and I do that together, and it makes her so happy. And so it just, I don't know, it just blew my mind that, you know, 10-year-old kid who was so resistant was listening that whole time and taught his mom. And those are the times when you feel like, you know, this is all worth it. I mean, it's all worth it anyway, because you get the benefit from all of it, right? I mean, and you see it in our students who, you know, sometimes just want you to hold the space for them, you know, just hold the space for them, and they'll be there no matter what trauma they've had, no matter how hard their life has been, no matter what pain they've been through or are in. Just hold the space for them and let them be part of it, you know, and it always seems to end up in a good place. Mm-hmm. So I think, like I said, there's one more activity that I'm not getting to. Mm-hmm. But it is in the ebook, and it's an emotional regulation tool that really I use all the time for myself whenever I start to feel an emotion that I don't like, and it helps me. So we are just going to do a wrap up, and are there any questions anyone has before we do that? I'm happy to answer any questions.
I bet there'll be lots of questions, Robin. But I'm ready to send people into their small group discussions, and then maybe if you're available to stay after.
Okay, I absolutely, yeah. So in the small group now, we're you're going to just talk about the next steps that you could take using this material, and how how you think you can apply it, what stands out to you, how it seems to gel, and just share that with each other. And then we'll come back for some last minute conversation. And anybody wants to stay, I'm available to stay after. So
yes. I'm going to send you for 5 minutes into these discussion groups, and I've decided to just keep them the same people as you did that last exercise with, so you can continue that conversation with those people. So 5 minutes, see you back here. Just 1 second, I've got to move somebody. I'll be right back. I got to go talk to somebody.
My partner Michael is on the call. He registered, and he's in the other room discussing with people. I have no idea what he's saying. It's just so funny to me.
Oh, that's funny.
He went to Cornell.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, he's now retired, but he's was a physicist and a mechanical engineer and a computer scientist. So he's awesome. My tech dude. But you know what? The technology is changing so much that like 5 years, it's just like you cannot go away from that field and come back and pick it up right away. I mean, he still has a lot of mad skills, but. So Erica.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry, I hope that was okay. I just was watching your time and was like,
perfect.
You know.
I got everything in. We got almost everything in we wanted to.
It was, no, this was great.
Good.
Erica, I have one question, because I think I'm going to have to go. I don't think I can linger long enough for everyone to leave to then touch base with Robin and Lori-Ann. But Erica, can you make it so that I can save the chat? Because some people sent their email address to me specifically, and you can't copy and paste from the chat, which is a security thing.
Darn it. I am going to try to figure out where.
I could screenshot it.
I know, what a pain though.
Well.
Because right now, no, there should be a way to do it. There should be a way for me to fix that. Hold on. Allow participants to chat. I can allow you to share screen and chat. Do you know, Fred, where this is available for me to enable you to be able to? Maybe what I could do is make you host right now.
So that I could save the chat?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want to, should we do it?
It's always a little scary to transfer the hostship, but.
There's 2 minutes left in their break.
Yeah, do it. All
right, I'm doing it. Fred.
I'll transfer it back.
Yep, there you go.
All right. It's not giving me the option.
Darn.
Do you have the option? Or did you?
No.
All right, I'm going to make you the host again. I'm making host. Erica, make host. Change host.
Yes, leave the breakout room. Like do not leave meeting, end meeting for all. No.
So I'm just screenshotting is what I'm doing.
Bummer, yeah. Jane is here, and I think she must be new to the call. So Robin, you get to talk to Jane.
Hi Jane, are you with us?
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
You know what, Fred? I might be able to save the chat.
Okay, there are just a few that were sent to me privately.
And okay,
screenshot those.
I'm
copying them, and I'm going to see.
What's going on, Jane, is that everyone else is in a small group discussion. So have you been here, or did you just join us, Jane?
I just joined. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to multitask.
I'm so sorry too.
I'm trying to multitask. Actually, I'm an intern at Central in their school counseling program, finishing up.
Oh, excellent. So you're one of Peg's students?
Yes, I am. And I do remember you when you did a program with us.
Oh, yes, yes. My God, that seems like forever ago, doesn't it? When people could still get together, Jane. Oh, I remember you. Yes, of course. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know what, Jane, if you want a copy of everything that everything went on, I have an ebook for everyone. If you just want to put your email in the chat, we'll send you an ebook. You're not going to be on my mailing list. I mean, you could join the mailing list, but we're not going to automatically put you on. But you will get the ebook of everything that we've done with detailed instructions on how to do it with your students.
Thank you.
Of
All right,
course.
I've given the call, so they'll be back now in the next 30 seconds.
Okay.
Erica, can you save the chat otherwise or no?
No, I'm trying to, I found a menu though. Hold on, I might be able to change this in the next 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, people are coming back. Oh, here we go.
Sorry.
All right. Okay, we are actually sticking to the schedule. It's amazing. Would anyone like to share anything that was discussed in your small group? We'd love to have some shares.
Robin, I shared something that I've experienced with our groups, and one of our students who has really enjoyed being on the video camera and being able to see himself and be able to go like this, and he gets to see himself the way other people see him. So it's a really cool opportunity through Zoom and or not Zoom, we do Google Meets, but through the video conferencing and video groups. It's an added plus that we didn't really intend on, but it's pretty neat.
To piggyback what Susan's saying, in terms of the online, we have some kids who are on the spectrum who I think feel more comfortable being behind the screen. So where they may not have been sharing the way, they could have when they're behind the screen. They're like chatty, because I think it's not that same face-to-face, so it doesn't make them uncomfortable. So similar to that.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Any other observations or concerns or?
I like the fact that they're easy. So I will be able to do, they're not so technical or, I love Make My Face. That's like beautiful. I can just see my kids enjoying that so much. And we were talking about the breathing technique. Like I had picked a little video from YouTube, and it was like 3, 4, 7 and exit breathing technique. But I love this breathing technique because they can do it with their fingers. So it's something that they can actually do. It's not just like, okay, I want you to do some breathing, and it's like having it with their fingers makes it so much more interesting for them, I think. But yeah, so I thank you very much.
You're welcome. Kids sometimes have trouble falling asleep. Kids, like all of us. If you just use that, and you don't have to move your fingers, but do the in for 4, hold for 2, and out for 5. Before I know it, I'm asleep again. And kids can move their fingers because, again, it will absorb them. They will get back into their bodies, because one of the reasons we don't fall asleep or that we have anxiety at that time, any time, is because we're not really tuned into our bodies. We're not present in the moment. And so it's a great way to get present in the moment. Yeah.
I feel like you've given us some hope for some of us who've been working with groups. So I feel like this is excellent, and we have some more tools, and actually I felt like I connected. And so if I feel that way, then I feel like maybe I can do that with my students as well. So appreciate it. Thanks.
Absolutely. And if anyone's interested, shoot me an email. I'm happy to lead more of these online to help you as the weeks go by, and who knows, when we'll get back to school, but I'm always coming up with new ways to adapt exercises and games for online so they become interactive and fun. And they hit all the 6 types of play that we all connect to, because just like we have all learning styles, we all have play styles. So yesterday we did a thing where we had objects, and we made a sculpture with objects just from things around in our immediate area. And then we became artists, and we were at our show and we were explaining why our artwork was significant and what our vision was, and kids came up with some really fun things. But there are just so many things that you can do, and I'm always looking for ways to engage students and to have them feel like they really can be part of something, even though we're not together. And it makes us all sad that we're not together. We're all sad, and let's bring some joy into their lives and our lives. And it's not always easy. There are some days when it's really hard and you get a headache because this kid's fidgeting and they don't have whatever. But you keep going back because that's what we're made of.
Robin, you made me think of a cool activity that I did with my little kids. I ended up ordering the Counseling with Lego book. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but I had my boys' first grade group, and kind of like your art activity where they had to create something out of Legos and share it. And it was tied to a topic with questions that followed. But it was pretty cool, and they were super excited, to each kind of create. And so just food for thought for anyone who's looking for additional things.
Robin, I just want to check in that Fred and I actually have another training call that we're going to lead. So I'd like to just leave this. I'm going to transfer this to your hands so that you can continue the conversation.
Okay.
We're big fans of the after party. So like, ideas start happening right in that space. For people who want more information, they can send you a message if they haven't already put it in chat, an email, and you'll send out that information. Anything else besides anything else to close the call? And we're going to step away and you all stay and linger.
Just for Lori Ann, bye Susan, just for Lori Ann's benefit, Fred has offered, because we did breakout rooms, Lori Ann, it recorded wherever Erica was. It followed her around like a little puppy. And she wasn't, Fred has generously offered to edit out all of that so that you can have a nice video to save that doesn't have all of the interruptions in it.
Oh, that is wonderful. Thank you so much, Fred. We really, really appreciate that. And thank you to Robin. Oh my gosh, this was amazing. We are so grateful to have you with us today. This was really, really awesome. We thank you. We thank your team. Truly a wonderful, wonderful thing that you're doing. Beautiful work.
I'm happy to share it, and I hope it makes its hearts happy and that we all can feel better about what we're going through. So it means a lot to me.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Nice to meet you all.
Erica, did you? Oh, she's gone. Okay. All right. Well, I can stay on if anybody wants to. Oh, it's just us. It's just okay. Bye, Jen. Thanks so much.
Great job.
Thank you. I'm so happy that we were able to do this and have so much fun together. So I was a little worried about the breakout rooms because I know people, a number of people left at the beginning, Eileen, because of the